Hello friends, welcome to lesson 2. Let's get started. Make sure you watch lesson 1 before lesson 2. Aubrey was hanging out by the pond when she saw a fish in the water. It was orange and beautiful, and the fish was blowing bubbles. Buh, 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 went the bubbles. Buh, 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 buh. Hey, thought Aubrey, I remember what that sound is. It's like the letter B. I can remember the sound letter B by the bubbles the fish makes. Buh, buh. Aubrey. Aubrey's mom was calling her. Aubrey looked back. Eee! Screamed her mom as the snake went slithering up. Sss, sss. E, thought Aubrey. That is the letter E. It's saying its name. I'll remember the letter E by thinking of it with its hands up saying, E. And that snake, it was going sss, sss, like the letter S. I'm going to remember the letter S sounds like a snake, and it kind of looks like one too. The snake was so surprised by all the yelling, it slithered back into its hole. Aubrey and her mom were on their way to the restaurant to get something to eat when Aubrey stepped in a big stinky pile of poop. Ew! It's okay, dear. Just rub your shoes off in the grass, her mom instructed, and then we'll be on our way. Ew, thought Aubrey. That's like the letter sound of I. I'm going to remember the letter sound of I by a big piece of stinky poop. Aubrey and her mom continued walking down the sidewalk. They heard a really loud sound. J-j-j-j-j-j-j. The jackhammer was tearing up the road. They were about to put in a new pipe. Thought Aubrey. That sound, j-j-j, that's just like the letter J. They walked inside the restaurant. A man was sitting there enjoying a cookie, a chocolate chip cookie. The man said as he ate the delicious cookie. That sound you make when something's delicious. That's the letter M. G, g, g. The man started to drink water. G, g, g. Oh my gosh, that's another letter sound. There's so many today. That's the letter G. I can remember it by someone drinking water. G, g, g. Aubrey and her mom waited for the waitress to bring their food. La, 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 la. The waitress came in singing. She was listening to music while delivering food to tables. La, 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 la. La la la, like when you're singing a song. I'm going to remember the letter L sound by the headphones the waitress was wearing when she was saying la la la. The waitress gave Aubrey her ice cream sundae. Thought Aubrey, this is delicious. What a perfect day. Congratulations, readers. It is time to read your own book. Yay, you! Let's begin reading with our first letter, D. Do you remember what sound letter D makes? The hint is on top. It's the mean big sister that says, that's right, duh. Our next letter is the letter. If you said, oh, you're right. And if you remember from lesson 1, it was when the mom did not want to pay for the bad haircut. What sound does O make? If you said, you are correct. The last letter in this word is, if you said G, that's right. And at the top of G, we have someone drinking water. If you remember from the story, what sound did the man make when he drank water? You said g, g, g. That's right. Now let's roll it all together. We got D, D, O, G, G, D, og, dog. You have had this word before. We're going to start with the letter A. Letter A says, if you said, that's right. Our next letter is, if you said N, that's correct. And it sounds like the motorcycle. If you said N, that's right, na. The next letter is D. What sound does D make? You said D, you are correct. Roll it together. Ah! N. D. And our next letter starts with H. And H, I'm going to teach you right here. It's like when your hands are cold and you need to warm them up. Next is the letter, if you said O, you are correct. And O says ah. The last letter in this word is G. Do you remember what sound G makes? You said G. You are correct. Now let's roll it all together. G. Hog. Time to read the page. Dog and hog. The words dog and hog both end in OG, having the og sound. Keep that in mind as we read through the rest of the story. Can you tell me what the letter J sounds like? If you said j, like the jackhammer, that's correct. Now we have the next letter. If you said it's the letter O, that's correct. What sound does O make? Oh, that's right. Ah. Now we have the letter. If you said G, that's right. What sound does G make? G. That's right, just like the guy drinking. If you notice, this word ends in OG, just like the first page. So we know it's going to make the og sound. Let's roll it all together. J. Ah. G. Jog. Our next word starts with the letter I. What does the letter I sound like? If you said eh, like the poop, that's right. The next letter is the letter N. Na. Roll it all together. In. Our next word starts with the letter F. F sounds like blowing your hair out of your face. Our next letter is, do you know? If you said the letter O, give yourself a pat on the back. And O sounds like ah. Our last letter is, if you said G, that's right. And it says g. We have another og word. It's time to roll it all together. Og. Fog. Now let's read the whole page. Jog in fog. Let's keep reading to find out where our friends are jogging to. Our first letter starts with, do you know? If you said T, that's correct. What sound does T make? Just like the clock. Wow, this letter O looks quite different. It doesn't have the no payment sign. But it does look like a little ghost, and ghosts say ooh. So this O is going to say ooh. Now let's roll it all together. Ooh. 2. This letter A looks different. It's smiling and holding up its hands, just like the letter E did when it said its name. So, this letter A is going to say its name too. A. Our last word on the page, do you remember what it's called? If you said B, that would be correct. What sound does B make? B-b-b. This is the O we remember when she didn't want to pay. Ah! The last letter ends with G. G. Og. It's another og word. Let's roll it all together with our B sound. B. Ah. G. Ready? Bog. A bog is a wet, muddy ground. Now let's read the page. To a bog. That's where the hog and the dog were going, to a bog. Our first word begins with the letter. If you said S, that's correct. What does S sound like? If you said S, that's right. Our next letter is A, and it says ah. Our next letter sounds like the clock. Or T. It's time to roll it all together. Ah. Sat. Our next letter is O. Ah. Then N. N. Ah. N. On. Here's our letter A again, saying its name. A. Do you remember the waitress with the headphones singing? What sound did L make? If you said la, that's right. Next we have the letter O. O says ah. Then we have the letter G. G. L. Ah. G. It's another og word. Log. Sat on a log. Our first word starts with the letter T. T. Our next letter is the ghost O. Ooh. T. Ooh. Two. Our next letter is letter S. S. And now we have something interesting. Two E's, and they say E. Roll it together. S. E. C. The letter A is holding up its hand, so it says its name, A. Our next letter is F. Do you remember this letter? It was R, like when you pick up a heavy weight. Here's the letter O again. Ah. And G. G. Another og word. R. Ah. G. Frog. Let's read the page. To see a frog. To see a frog. Our next word starts with the letter I. It says I. Our next letter is N, like the bike. N. Roll it all together. I. N. In. Here's the letter A. It says its name. A. Here is our last word. Do you remember it? If not, let's sound it out. B says B. O says ah. G says g. Roll our og word together. B. Ah. G. Bog. N. A. Bog. Congratulations on completing your second book. Let's do some review of our letters that you have learned so far. This is the letter. If you said A, that's right. And A, we learned, has two sounds. When it smiles and raises its hands, it says its name, A. And when the boy with the bad haircut is over A, it says, ah. Can you tell me what letter this is? If you said B, that's correct, and it says B-B-B. Can you tell me what letter this is? If you said C, that's correct. It makes the scissors sound. K-k-k. What letter is this? If you said D, that's correct, and it says duh. D. Our next letter is E, and we learned that it can say its name, E. Our next letter is F, like the boy blowing hair at his face. Our next letter is G, like the man drinking. G-g-g. What letter is this? It is H. It says, like when you breathe on your cold hands. What letter is this? I. And it says, eh. What letter is this? J. And it says, j-j-j. What letter is this? This is the letter L. La-la-la. What letter is this? M, and it says, like when you eat a chocolate chip cookie. What letter is this? N, it sounds like the motorcycle. Na-na-na. We learned today that O makes two different sounds. Ah, and like the ghost, ooh. What letter is this? If you said R, that's correct. It makes the sound like you're picking up a heavy weight. What letter is this? If you said S, that's right. What sound does S make? S. What letter is this? If you said T, that's correct, and it sounds like the clock. T. Wow, you guys have learned so many letter sounds already. In the next video, we're just going to practice the sounds we have already learned. I'll see you then. Bye, till next time.